What's going on, MS Gymmers? What is shaking? It is a terrific Thursday, and I just want to welcome you all to the next session of the MS Gym. So for those of you just joining us, welcome. We had some more people join overnight. You guys were growing like crazy, and Misty and I are super joyful and just grateful and really just fired up, man. Just amped up by the amount of people that we're going to have the opportunity to help, by some of the success stories that have come in already, that have already fired us up. And honestly, like, I get fired up by the people that are struggling, to be real honest with you. It lights me up, man. It's like, you know what? I'm going to fight for you. You know what? You haven't gotten the answers that you've been looking for like 34 years. I'm going to fight for you. You know what? You've been doing this therapy or this drug or this and that or whatever, and things aren't kind of working so hot. I'm going to fight for you. Like, that's what I do, man. Like, I fight for those who cannot fight for themselves yet. I'm the one that brings the information to you so that you can actually start to learn how to use your body better now. And it's not an instant transformation, and this is not a get fixed quick site. This is a lifestyle. This is a movement practice. This is a commitment to be in this facility, in this community, and within yourself, that, you know what, it's a road back to the recovery from MS. It is a road back to getting your life back. It is a road ahead to managing your symptoms as best as you possibly can. Because MS, it ain't one size fits all. It's very tricky. There's a lot of neuro stuff going on. Some people respond differently to certain exercises and not. And my job is to give you literally as much as I can possibly get out of this brain. And I'm constantly learning and researching and reading stuff. So it ain't never ending, and we ain't going anywhere as long as you guys keep showing up and saying, well, you want more, Trev. So anyway, so if you're just joining us, thank you for being here. The MS Gym was created so that I can give you and you can learn exercises specifically designed to manage your MS symptoms, specifically designed to start creating new neuromuscular pathways in the brain to work around the lesions and the damage from demyelination in your body. And the purpose of the MS Gym is to slow down the progression of MS, or help you start to rebuild after you've had a treatment to stop the progression of MS through the power of movement and a movement practice. So this week, what we've been working on is hip flexor strength, okay? I had a great comment from Artie in the group, so thank you, Artie, about numbering these, because we got a lot of stuff coming in Facebook now. We got a lot of people, we got a lot of comments. Misty and I are constantly throwing up content for you guys. So I'll start labeling these kind of like part 1, part 2, part 3. And then also, Misty's throwing some stuff up in the files section. Wherever you're watching this, over there on the left, I think it's your left, that way, I don't know. So left side of your screen, please. The files section, every single circuit that we do on Saturdays, we'll put in the files section. And then if we have requests to review something or cover something again, we can always rock it out again. So not a big deal. So here's the deal with hip flexion. So with hip flexion, the way we're doing it, I've been building all week. So number 1, we worked on releasing diaphragm and deep core. Day 2 or Tuesday, we worked on basically an isometric hold, getting those hip flexors strong enough to hold up against gravity in a 90-degree flex position, which is like where they want to be, while you're doing deep breathing to connect the core and the hip flexors. Yesterday, we worked on what's called top half lifting, which is where we went from 90 degrees to above 90. And today, we're going to work on bottom half, okay? I realized that I did not grab my strap real quick. So just a sec. Okay, here we go. So we got this strap. So today, we're going to work on bottom half strengthening, okay? So when we're at 90, and let me explain what that means, okay? So when we're at 90, okay, this is where we want to work from. So once we're at 90, what that does is that inhibits or shuts down, turns down the volume on the muscles that point your toes, and also the muscles that drop your legs forward, which is part of the reason why you can't lift your hips, is you literally are in a semi-extension spasticity state. So by putting yourself in flexion, it actually inhibits or turns down the noise and the volume on the hip extensors and then the ankle extensors or plantar flexors, and then not extensors, plantar flexors, and then it gets us into our hips. So like I said yesterday, we use this strap and we focus on pulling the leg back. That's called top half, meaning it's above 90 degrees. Today, we're going to work on bottom half, which is going from greater than a 90-degree angle, boom, okay, back. So, or below 90 degrees, below this position, we're going to go from down here to back here. Now both of these are needed, okay? So this one, when we focus on the isometric, and then we also focused on the lift back, that's preventing your leg from dropping. When you try to lift your leg and then it just falls, the exercises that we did the past 2 days, we're working on preventing leg drop. Now today, when we work on sliding that leg forward and pull it back, that's working on leg lifting, okay? Initiating or starting the process of lifting your leg, which is where a lot of people have issues. But what I find is that they never actually get up here, so they don't even know they have a problem, okay? Where they have a problem and where we see it is people like sitting in wheelchairs or constantly in a chair and they can't lift their legs up off the chair. So all you wheelchair people, I had multiple comments yesterday. You can do this series of exercises in your chair and then work on top half, straighten that leg out, then work on bottom half, all right? So here we go. So let's go through some diaphragm release. If you don't know what this is yet, we're going to put this up, but you can scroll back through and look for part 1 on hip flexion with the breathing. So we're going to take our fingers, get into that diaphragm, kind of find those spots, okay? I did do some yoga and went through a pretty good walk with my little pup Nala today, so I'm pretty fired up. My core is good. But I actually did this before I did my yoga practice today, and I hadn't done it in a couple days, and I'm like, man, this is a huge difference how much more balance and control I had just releasing this diaphragm and working on deep breathing, for 5 minutes before I did my yoga practice, okay? So you kind of push in and you curl. So you push into the ribs and then pull up. So you curl under and then kind of work your way up. Curl under, work your way up, okay? About 30 seconds. Now, what you're going to do is a deep breathing, okay? So with your toes, you're going to go ahead and pull back your toes. If you have foot drop and you're brand new, I've been mentioning this week that the foot drop exercises we gave out last week were vitally important. If you want those, actually, you just need to get those, period, okay? So I'm giving you a free exercise guide. It's in the files section labeled Foot Drop Exercise Guide, free gift, I believe. And then that's also going to get you hooked up on email with me so I can actually go deeper into some topics. Like today, I'm doing a topic on asymmetrical training for those of you who are signed up with email stuff. So look out for that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to work on breathing, all right? So put your hands on your ribs and you want to think about breathing out. Let's do 3 breaths here. So we're going to pull the belly button down, tip your pelvis back, make your neck nice and long. Breathe in. About 2 to 3 seconds. And as you exhale, put your tongue on the back of your front teeth, the top teeth. Exhale, and then pull that belly button down. So it's about a 3 to 5 second exhale. Inhale. Pull your toes back. Exhale. As you do that, pull your belly button down and push the lower portion of your back into the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that belly button down, tongue on the back of your roof. Boom. You should just feel like you're just squeezing that out. And you should feel that deep in your core. If you're doing that right, you should actually feel like the air leaving this way and feel tension down in your core, okay? If you're shaking, you're doing it right. If you shake during this, you're doing it right. That's the body getting working. All right, so let's grab our straps. If you don't need it, that's fine. If you do need it, use it. Don't be a tough guy. You've got to get this done, okay? You don't have to use this very much. So what you're going to do is we're going to put this around. Okay, I put this around the leg. And then we're going to start at 90 degrees. You got to make sure you're at 90 on this. If you're kind of like this isn't going to work so well for you, okay? So scoot closer to your chair as much as you can. We're going to go to a 90-degree angle. Now, what you're going to do on this, I'm going to show you the exercise first, and then we're going to do it. So what we're going to do is this leg, we're going to hold that toe up and hold this at 90. This leg, what we're going to do is you're going to slide it kind of down your chair, your stool, and then you're going to tip your pelvis way back. So I want you to think about taking your low back, pushing it into the floor, abs pulled down, and then as you tip that pelvis back, you're going to focus on pulling your leg back even with your other leg. So it's going to be pulled back up to 90 degrees. Okay, so it's going to slide down, hold those abs in. You're going to exhale as you pull that leg back. Okay, so you go bottom, so you go in below 90, and then you're pulling up to 90. You're going below 90 and come up to 90. For all you math geeks out there, I know that this angle is greater than 90, and I know this one is less. Okay, but I'm a math geek too, whatever. So, but what I'm saying is below 90-degree angle right there. Okay, so knee drop. All right, so we want to inhale, okay? So let's slide that leg back. So we want to inhale. And then pull your belly button down, tip your pelvis back. Put your tongue on the back of your top teeth. Exhale and pull that leg back. Make sure your low back is pulled into the floor. Go. Relax. Inhale, slide your leg forward. Inhale. Belly button down, tip your pelvis back. Pull. You should be pulling from here, from your core. You're going to want to pull from your leg, which is fine, but if you're pulling from your core too, and you think about as you pull, you're kind of tucking your tail as you pull, it will help immensely, okay? So slide your leg out. Make sure this leg doesn't get lazy. Pull your toe back and your knee up, okay? It shuts down the muscles that will prevent you from doing this. So abs are in. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that belly button down. Pull, pull. See, my foot was dropped. I got to keep my toes up, man. Slide it back. Inhale. Toes up. Belly down. Exhale. Pull. Oh my gosh, that's so much better when I pull up my toe. Good. Inhale. Slide that leg out. Got it. Exhale. Pull. Excellent. So that was an interesting thing. Like, I don't really have foot drop per se. I have some major feet issues from some autoimmunity stuff that I have, and I've had some major injuries. But what I noticed is that my foot got lazy, and so did this one. So I was kind of like, I'm feeling this in my back. The minute I pulled this toe up and this toe up, I felt it again in my core. I felt my core just being like, ugh, and shaking as I was pulling that leg up. So you got to keep those toes active, which is why foot drop exercises are super duper important. And you got to keep that other leg not lazy, okay? So let's go to the other side. So we're going to put this around. I'm going to drop this leg down just so you can see what I'm doing, but I am going to still hold it up, okay? So abs are down, okay? So let's imagine this leg is up like this, okay? I guess you can see. Yeah, you can see. You're fine. So go ahead and pull this up. Abs are in, okay? In and slide that leg forward, okay? So I'm on the back side over here. So see my strap is around, okay? So inhale. Pull that belly button down. Inhale. Lock those shoulder blades. Tip your pelvis way back. Push that low back into the floor. Exhale. Toes up. Toes up. Pull, 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 pull. Hold. Slide that leg back out. Maintain that belly button down. Push that small of the back of the low back into the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Pull. Focus on that core. Focus on that core. Don't pull on the strap too much. Try and think about tucking your tail and pulling your leg back. Slide the leg. Inhale. Exhale. Slide the leg. Inhale. Exhale. Good, you guys. Two more. Inhale. Get that leg up. Pull those toes. Slide it. Keep the other toes up. Keep the toes up. Inhale. Belly button down. Drive it. Oh. Good, and relax. All right. So, hope you guys got that, okay? So this is a huge deal, all right? So I hear about a lot of people that posted up that, and I was studying this stuff online a little bit, they've been doing hip flexor exercises for years, like years, right? And they're not working, they're not working, they're not working. Well, if you do it with a straight leg and you have hip flexion issues, it's foolish. You're not going to be able to lift your leg. If you just work on hip flexors and you just work on lifting the leg, but you don't have the core activation and you have an overactive diaphragm from the MS hug or just your whole body kind of like protecting itself, hip flexion isn't going to work either. So this series is super duper important. And what I'm doing is I'm building layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. So once we get the diaphragm functioning and the deep core fired up, then we do isometric holding to tell your body like, hey man, this is how this muscle should be working. Then we add top half lifting to say, hey man, you got to lift this leg up and keep this leg up once it's up, so we have the ability to take the step as we walk and not fall. And then today, with going bottom half back up to 90, is saying, hey man, this is how you lift your foot off the floor. You don't lift up with a forward tilted pelvis. You don't lift up from your knee. You actually tip your pelvis back and activate your core and then lift the leg. If that sequence is not happening in your brain, it ain't happening with you, and you will not have a good walking pattern. You'll have a drop foot. You'll have a circumduction gait. Okay? So this is super duper important. All right? So I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys going through and diligently practicing this. Tomorrow we're going to kind of put top half and bottom half together, and I'll show you some different ways that you can actually strengthen. And then Saturday at 7 a.m., it's go time. We're rocking through this whole thing. Okay? So real quick side keeping note is I think with filming, what's working best for me is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at 7 a.m. Mountain Time here in the U.S. And then Tuesday, Thursday, I'm going to try to film like at about 8:15-ish, okay? 8:15 to 8:30, just because after about 9 o'clock,